Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Exciting men turn women on. Now check this out. I'm going to read an excerpt from my international bestseller, Nice Guys and Players. And it's in the chapter on the understanding of women. In fact, I would say for people who bought the book and people who will buy the book, that's probably one of the most important chapters in the book. It's almost a cheat code. Now, I ain't going to say why it's a cheat code, but let's just say there's something about it. If somebody understood that chapter in that book, trust me, they will improve with women almost overnight. I can't guarantee anything because there's a lot of factors, but it'll be a quick thing if you take in what I'm saying in this chapter. Now, are you going to get that like super dime or something? Oh, no, that's still some more work. But you'll start seeing a change right away if you take in what I'm saying in this chapter. Now, one of the parts I talk about, I say, women like excitement. Let me read it. Women want excitement. One of the biggest complaints women have is that too many men are dull. Most women live dull enough lives. They do not need a dull man to make matters worse. Jackie works a 9-to-5 job as an administrative assistant. She does the same thing every day. Along comes Edgar. Edgar is spontaneous. He works as a private investigator, so he always has an exciting story to tell. He works his own hours, so he can always surprise Jackie with lunch. When they go out, the dates are always memorable. Their relationship is never routine. Edgar provides Jackie with excitement she would never have otherwise. Think back to what I said about a woman's insecurity. This insecurity prevents many women from doing anything on their own, anything exciting on their own. Women generally don't take risk. Women more so than men play it safe. Playing it safe is boring sometimes. Women want excitement. That's one reason why romance novels are so popular. If you ever get a chance, go to a bookstore and read the back of a romance novel. Even buy one. Say you're getting a gift for your sister if you're embarrassed. These novels never have dull men. These men are always exciting with a certain edge to them. Women want that feeling of excitement when they deal with a man. Too many men often play it safe because it seems more responsible and they think that's what women want. Women want both responsibility and excitement. Take Edgar. He's spontaneous, yet he takes his job responsibility seriously. It's possible to be both. This sense of excitement is why many women fall for players. If nothing else, players provide excitement. A nice guy is seen as someone who is responsible, does the right things, and plays it safe. They are especially seen as dull. I know several nice guys who are anything but dull. My view, however, doesn't matter. Women make the choice. Women go for the men they think are exciting. And you know what, too? That excitement is a more intangible thing, right? Because, there's been a lot of conversation in the past few weeks from different content creators about the looks thing. And, as I always say, yes, looks matter. Yes, looks matter. But it's never just the only thing. Women always going to take it into consideration. We can't get past that. But it's not the only thing. Like you get some guys, they'll talk about looks, money, and status. But then you got some guys out here who got looks. They got money. They even got some status. But the only type of women they get are some acculturated prostitutes, or as the pimp guy would call them, acceptable hoes. Or, as people more popularly call them, gold diggers. The women's with them rationally, but then they'll get a woman and, on the surface, everything seemed good. But then, to my brother Lone Wolf out there, you know what I'm about to say. Yeah, that dude come home early. He heard noise up in the bedroom, out of his, $500,000 or even $1 million house or condo or something. He hear this noise from the bedroom. He go in, he see his woman, that dime he thought liked him for his looks, money, and status getting pounded out by a dude. And you know what the dude going to do is say? He look back and say, oh, my bad. This you, man? Oh, snap. Let me finish up. Nah, that's a real thing. What's she going for? That excitement. Yeah, all that other stuff. See, a lot of times people focus too much on the bait. And the bait is important. Let's not get that messed up. Women are always looking for a certain bait, but then there's a certain something that you have to give them. You have to make them feel something. It has to be exciting. Seriously, the excitement is it. Seriously, I've talked to a lot of women, y'all. When I keep saying I've talked to thousands of women, I've talked to thousands of women. Just to be clear, because I know some people don't believe. Dude, I'm out there. One, I'm out there. Two, I've vend. Not since haven't done anything since this virus started, but I vend. I do big events where I'm talking. I'm constantly talking to women. Constantly. Even if I go to those events just to hang out, I'll just sit around and talk to random women. And we talking this going back to the mid 90s. And even before that. And one of the things they say they'll deal, the reason why they didn't deal with a man who might have had everything going on for him, he was boring. He was boring. I mean, this dude he could look like a fashion model. That's why you do get some guys who physically look good to a woman. Hell, they might even have a good physique on them. But then as soon as he open his mouth, he boring and stuff, they they ain't excited. See, that's part of the thing with the mouthpiece. See, the mouthpiece ain't a magic word or something. It's the excitement. And then it's the actions a man takes. That's what turns a woman on. See, understand something. That's what arouses a woman. That's a part of a man's sex appeal is arousing her. What's arousal? Arousal is moving something from a state of inactivity to activity. Right? Indeed, let me read something else from Nice Guys and Players. Now, check it out. In Nice Guys and Players, in a section on sexual chemistry, yet another key chapter in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I talk about arousal, right? And I say the first factor necessary for a woman to be sexually satisfied, that she must first be aroused, or to put simply, she must be turned on. Now, let me give a correction here, because I'm a person correcting myself. In my book, Sexual Chemistry, I switched it around. I said a woman should be comfortable first and then aroused with a man, right? But whatever the case, for now, let's focus just on the arousal, right? So anyway, let me continue reading this passage. A woman must be aroused before anything else can happen. When a woman is aroused, her body goes through the changes necessary to prepare her body for sexual intercourse. Her breathing changes, her nipples become erect, her pulse quickens, and her vagina lubricates. Her body goes through chemical changes. The woman's body moves from an inactive state to an active state. Think of a clear, still pool of water. Now imagine somebody has just dived in and caused some wave. That's what it's like for a woman to be aroused. And let me say something real quick, because I remember years ago, back when the book first came out, that chapter, some person did a review and tried to clown that line. This was before the term incel came out, because they had to be a stupid ass motherfucker. A woman has to be aroused. And yes, women are aroused physically. Definitely aroused physically. But that's only a part of it. And indeed, a woman, because many women, they can look at a guy, he can physically look good to him, but then they still not turned on. They not aroused. They can appreciate it. They can appreciate a good looking person like a good work of art, but they still don't feel something. The key to arousing them, it's an intangible thing. It might be making her laugh. It might be taking her on some excitement. Really, it's going through her emotions, because her emotions and her womb are tied together. It's talking a certain way. It's making her laugh. It's doing something. It's just doing something, just taking some action that's exciting. So when a woman sees an exciting man, that turns on, even if that man might not look like a fashion model. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be real. In fact, indeed, when many women say they turned on by personality, that's really woman needs for saying he's exciting. It was something about him that moved them emotionally. Now, let me be clear. I always preach the body game, but remember what I always said, especially for any detractors who don't know how to listen. I always said the body game is the foundation. That's the bait. That'll get them over there. But then it's the conversation. That conversation has to be interesting. It has to excite them. It has to stimulate them. It's that clear pool of water. You got to throw a rock in that joint. That's an issue why some women get with the guys who come off as bad boys, because they excite them. So that's a key thing. Like a lot of guys, yeah, that's good. A lot of guys working on their bodies. But remember, if y'all listen to my stuff, I don't say that every single video. I don't talk about body game every single video. I've talked about masculinity. I talked about charisma. A big part of charisma is being exciting. Basically, that woman need to have a good time with you. Basically, she need to feel something. So always remember that. Exciting men turn a woman on. Now, I know some people get into it like, well, some of them are cats and everything. Okay. Who's to say you can't be a good, responsible guy and exciting? What did I say earlier about the example I used of Edgar, the private investigator? I say he's very exciting, but then he's very responsible taking care of his job. See, one thing, let me just end with this. My whole thing, nice guys and players, is saying be the best of both worlds. I challenge anybody to tell me otherwise, because it's right there. Women are turned on by the best of both worlds. You can be as intellectual as you want, but you got to have that carnal aspect of looking a certain way, having your best physical presentation to turn her on. And then if you have that great physical presentation, you still have to have that personality aspect, particularly an exciting nature or something about it that appeals to her in particular. So you have to be the best of both worlds. So understand that. That's been my program since day one. And if anybody can't get that, or you get some people try to just focus on one, well, you know what? I usually get some people who just focus on the intellectual aspect. And that's cool. That's actually cool, because another chapter in my Nice Guys and Players, I tell guys to get out there and read and also deal with their spirituality. That's a more intellectual side. I say that directly. But you got to be in balance. All right. But for this particular podcast, you definitely got to be exciting. Or it has some level of excitement. Some level of excitement. Because, like I said, that's the biggest issue. Nice guy. When women call a guy a nice guy, he could have everything going on. He's just boring to them. That's it. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll talk to you later. Peace.